I think that's what we're going to do. It's my first stream, and I am live and having some technical difficulties. So bear with me for just 1 second, and I will be right with you. All right. So let's get into this. For those who feel bound by invisible chains, longing to live fully and authentically, may this guide help you rediscover your power, reclaim your freedom, and embrace a life you were born to create. There, that should be better. Hold on just a second. Something's not right here. I wonder. So there seems to be a delay, and I'm watching it on one side. Yeah, like I said, this is my first YouTube stream. So I've streamed on Twitch before, but this is my first YouTube stream, and so I'm watching myself look in a couple of different directions. I'm currently looking at the camera, but it's almost like it's picking up the wrong camera. Scenes here real quick. Nothing is want to have on. Let's see if this is better. Okay. I think I'm good now. Oh no. There's a delay, right? In what you're seeing on YouTube and when I'm talking, and I think that I just need to move forward and then look and see what this video does and go from there. So let me get back into the book real quick. Give me 1 second. All right. So let's get into this. For those who feel bound by invisible chains, longing to live fully and authentically, may this guide help you rediscover your power, reclaim your freedom, and embrace a life you're born to create. Here's the introduction: the power of choice, the universal truth. Imagine standing at the edge of possibility, where every choice you make is truly your own, a reflection of your deepest truth, free from fear or expectation. This is the power of choice, the ability to shape your life, your reality, and your destiny. Choice is humanity's greatest gift. It is the mechanism through which we create, adapt, and transcend. It is what allows us to transform thoughts into action, dreams into reality, and intentions into legacy. Without authentic choice, we lose the essence of what it means to be human. And yet, so many of us feel trapped in routines that no longer serve us, trapped by fears that were never truly ours, and trapped by a world that whispers, "This is all there is." We may ask ourselves, why do I feel this way? What am I missing? The answer is both profound and simple. We have been separated by our power. We have been separated from our power to choose. The separation is not permanent. The truth is within reach, waiting to be rediscovered. Your power to choose authentically and freely was never lost, has only been hidden, buried beneath layers of conditioning. and now the time has come to reclaim it. The struggle we face. Every human being is born with the capacity to create a life of joy, freedom, and fulfillment. But as we grow, invisible forces shape our thoughts and actions, creating patterns that we mistake for who we are. These forces are called conditioning. Conditioning is the unseen architecture of our lives. It is formed by societal norms, cultural expectations, and the fears of those who came before us. It is not inherently malicious. It exists, it exists to protect us, to guide us through a complex world, but over time, it becomes a trap, a set of invisible walls that limit what we see, what we feel, and what we believe is possible. The cost of this trap is profound. Conditioning creates the illusion of free will, offering us choices that are merely reactions to our fears or habits. It disconnects us from our authentic selves, leaving us unfulfilled and disempowered. It prevents us from living the lives we were meant to live. But here's the truth: you are not your conditioning. You are not broken. You are not destined for mediocrity. You are human. And to be human is to hold the power of creation itself. The first step to reclaiming that power is understanding the forces that have held you back. Your time is now. There is a path forward, and it begins with a single courageous step: choosing to reclaim your freedom. This choice is not a destination, it is a process, a journey of awakening, growth, and transformation. It is the act of stepping back from the noise of the world and, and reconnecting with the truth of who you are. This book is your guide to that journey. It is not here to tell you who to be or what to do. Instead, it will show you how to see, how to question, and how to choose. Together, we will uncover the conditioning that has shaped your life, explore the meaning or explore the true meaning of choice, and learn to live authentically in alignment with your deepest intentions. Excuse me, an invitation to begin. Imagine a life where every decision reflects your authentic self, a life unshackled by fear, defined by joy, and guided by limitless potential. Imagine what it would happen if millions of people reclaimed their power to choose. This is not just a personal journey, it is a collective awakening. Every step you take toward freedom contributes to a shift that can transform families, communities, and even humanity itself. The power to choose is your birthright. It is within you, waiting to be claimed. The only question that remains is, will you take the first step? The journey begins now. Chapter 1: The Human Condition. Understanding conditioning. Understanding conditioning. Imagine walking a path, convinced that every step is yours to choose, only to discover that unseen hands have been guiding you, have been guiding your every move. This is the quiet, pervasive power of conditioning, a force so deeply embedded that it feels invisible, yet it dictates much of your lives. The question is, how much of your life is truly yours? How conditioning shapes us. From the moment we enter the world, we are surrounded by influences that shape our understanding of it. Families teach us values and beliefs. Society tells us what success and happiness look like. Culture whispers its expectations, shaping our roles and responsibilities. At first, these influences serve a purpose. They help us navigate a world that feels overwhelming and uncertain. But over time, they become more than guidance. They become rules, boundaries, and labels that define who we are and what we can do. Consider a child who loves to draw. This passion might be nurtured, or it might be dismissed as frivolous, replaced with more practical expectations. The child grows up internalizing the message that their creative spark is unimportant. The subtle repeated shaping happens to all of us, creating patterns in our subconscious that determine how we think, feel, and act. Now, think about your own life. How often do you question the decisions you make? Are they truly aligned with your desires, or are they echoes of someone else's expectations? This is the power of conditioning. It convinces you that the choices you're making are your own, even when they aren't. The invisible force of autopilot. Conditioning doesn't just tell us what to believe, it teaches us how to operate. It creates an invisible force we call autopilot, a state where actions, reactions, and decisions flow automatically, bypassing conscious thought. Autopilot is helpful for routine tasks like tying your shoes, driving a familiar route. But when it governs the larger aspects of your life, your relationships, your career, your dreams, it becomes a trap. Imagine sitting in a car, believing you're steering, only to realize the wheel is locked. You think you're making progress, but you're simply but you're simply following a path laid out for you. This is life on autopilot. Autopilot keeps you in a cycle of repetition. You pursue goals that feel right but leave you unfulfilled. You react to challenges in the same way even when it doesn't serve you. Over time, this creates a sense of disconnection, a life that feels like it's happening to you rather than being created by you. Breaking free. Understanding conditioning is the first step toward reclaiming your freedom. It's not about rejection, your upbringing, or blaming the world. It's about awareness. It's about seeing the patterns for what they are, programs running in the back of your mind, shaping your perception and limiting your choices. But awareness alone is not enough. You must ask yourself, what lies behind these patterns? Who am I without them? These questions are the beginning of a journey back to your true self, the part of you that exists beyond the influence of conditioning. This journey isn't easy, but it is transformative. As you begin to recognize the invisible force of autopilot, you create the possibility for intentional living. You begin to reclaim the power to choose, to shape your life in alignment with your authentic self. The path forward is clear. Awareness leads to space. Space leads to choice. And choice leads to freedom. Each step brings you closer to the life you were always meant to live, a life defined by authenticity, joy, and boundless potential. What's next? The next step in recognizing how deeply conditioning impacts your ability to choose freely. By uncovering the illusion of free will, you'll begin to understand the profound difference between reactive living and intentional living. Your freedom awaits, but it begins with a choice to see. The illusion of free will. Imagine standing in front of a menu with 10 different options, feeling a sense of freedom and choosing what you want. But what if you discovered that the menu was curated to shape your decision? That, in reality, the options weren't truly yours. They were selected for you based on someone else's design. This is the illusion of free will, a life that appears full of choices, but is, in truth, limited by the boundaries of conditioning. Predefined options as choice. Conditioning crafts a framework for your decisions. It defines the menu of options you believe you have and limits your perception of what is possible. You might think, I chose this career, I chose this partner, or I chose this belief system. But were these choices truly yours, or were they influenced by societal norms, familiar expectations, or cultural pressures? Consider how often you've chosen the safe path, the one that aligned what others expected of you, or what seemed most practical. These decisions may have felt like free will, but they were often reactions to invisible forces rather than expressions of your authentic self. Reactive decisions are driven by habits, fears, and assumptions that have been programmed into you. They feel immediate and automatic, bypassing the deeper reflection that choice requires. Intentional choice, on the other hand, is rooted in awareness. It comes from a place of alignment with your true self, free from the constraints of conditioning. The difference between the two is profound. Reactive decisions often perpetuate the status quo, keeping you locked in cycles of unfulfillment. Intentional choices, however, open doors to growth, authenticity, and new possibilities. They are the foundation of a life created by you, not for you. The cost of reactivity. Living reactively comes at a price. Emotionally, if you leave, Emotionally, it can leave the feeling disempowered, as though life is something that happens to you rather than something you shape. Mentally, it fosters doubt, frustration, and a sense of stagnation. Spiritually, it creates disconnection from your true self, from others, and from the boundless potential of the universe. Imagine a life spent running on autopilot, following the paths laid out by conditioning. While it might feel uncomfortable, it's a comfort that comes with a hidden cost: the erosion of freedom. Each reactive decision reinforces the boundaries of conditioning, making it harder to see beyond them. Intentional living is the antidote to this cost. When you live intentionally, you reclaim your power to choose authentically. You begin to free from the patterns that have kept you stuck, creating space for fulfillment, joy, and connection. Reclaiming authentic choice. To move from reactivity to intentionality, you must first recognize the illusion. This requires questioning the choices you make and the beliefs that guide them. Are they truly yours, or are they echoes of conditioning? By asking these questions, you begin to disrupt the automatic patterns of your life, creating space for intentional choice to emerge. Reclaiming your freedom doesn't happen all at once. It's a process of awakening and alignment. Each intentional choice you make is a step toward living authentically, breaking free from the invisible chains of conditioning. This is a call of freedom, to see the illusion for what it is and to choose differently, to step into your power as the creator of your life, shaping a reality that reflects your truth rather than the expectations of others. Looking ahead, recognizing the illusion of free will is a transformative step, but the journey doesn't end here. The next challenge is identifying the subtle signs that conditioning will still controls your life and learning how to overcome them. By doing so, you'll move closer to reclaiming the freedom that is your birthright. Recognizing the trap. Imagine waking up one day and realizing you've been following a script you didn't write. The decisions, the routines, the very life you're living, everything feels natural, yet something feels off, as if you're not fully in control. This is a subtle, insidious trap of conditioning. It creates a false sense of freedom while quietly dictating the path you walk. Recognizing this trap is the first step to reclaiming your power to choose. Signs conditioning controls your life. Conditioning is the invisible force that shapes your thoughts, decisions, and actions. It's deeply ingrained, often operating beneath your awareness. However, its presence is evident when you begin to look for it. Here are some ways conditioning might show up in your life. 1. Repeating patterns you can't escape. Do you find yourself stuck in the same kind of toxic relationships, unfulfilling jobs, or self sabotaging behaviors? Conditioning keeps you in familiar cycles, even when they no longer serve you. 2. Fear of breaking the mold. Does the thought of doing something unconventional or risky fill you with dread? Conditioning thrives on stability, steering you away from anything that disrupts the status quo. 3. Seeking external validation. Here, your choice is influenced more by what others think than by what you truly want. Are your choices influenced more by what others think than by what you truly want? Conditioning often Geez, sorry about that. Conditioning often prioritizes societal approval over personal truth. 4. Internal conflict. Do you feel a constant tension between what you should do and what you desire deep down? This inner struggle arises when a conditioned belief clash with your authentic self. 5. A perpetual sense of lack. Do you feel like you're constantly chasing something but never quite finding fulfillment? Conditioning limits your perception of what's possible, keeping you disconnected from your true potential. Take a moment to reflect. Where in your life do you feel stuck, controlled, or unfulfilled? These are the areas where conditioning holds sway. Simply noticing these signs is the beginning of creating space from its grip. A glimpse of hope. Recognizing the trap of conditioning might feel overwhelming, but it's also liberating. The truth is, you are not your conditioning. The patterns, beliefs, cycles that define your current experience are not permanent. They can be observed, questioned, and transcended. You hold within you the power to choose. This power has been obscured, but has never been lost. With intentional action, you can begin to create a life that reflects your truth, not the dictates of external forces. The path forward begins with awareness, grows with acknowledgement, and flourishes through action. Each step you take away from conditioning brings you closer to reclaiming your freedom. Even the smallest act of intentional choice can spark profound change. Imagine what your life could look like if every decision stemmed from your authentic self, free from fear and constraint. The transformational journey ahead. This book is not about quick this book is not about quick fixes or superficial solutions. It's a guide to deeper transformation, one that empowers you to reclaim your freedom, live authentically, and embody your limitless potential. As you journey through the upcoming chapters, you'll learn how to create space from conditioning, connect with your true self, and take intentional action toward a life of fulfillment and joy. This is your moment to awaken. The trap of conditioning is powerful, but your ability to choose is even more so. With every intentional choice you make, you break the chains of your conditioning and move closer to the life you are meant to live. The first step is recognizing the trap. The next, choosing to step beyond it. Your journey begins now. Chapter 2: The Truth of Humanity. What it means to be human. Humanity is set apart by a singular, transformative power: the ability to choose. Unlike the instinct driven behavior of animals or the unchanging patterns of nature, humans possess the remarkable capacity to shape their own lives. The power of choice allows us to transcend circumstances, redefine limits, and create realities that reflect our innermost intentions. Choice, however, is far more profound than simply selecting from a menu of options. True choice is the deliberate alignment of action with authentic intention, the ability to declare, "This is who I am, and this is a life I choose to create." It is this capability that makes us creators not only of our own lives, but also of the shared human experience. Yet many of us live disconnected from this truth. Conditioning, formed by societal expectations, cultural norms, and personal fears, clouds our understanding of choice. It reduces us to reactive beings, selecting from predefined options rather than creating pathways that reflect our true selves. But here lies the liberating truth. Within every human being is the innate power to reclaim choice, to step into the role of architect rather than rather than the follower of a predetermined script. Imagine for a moment a life in which every decision you make arises not from fear or external pressure, but from the pure expression of your authentic self. This is the promise of choice. It is both a gift and a responsibility, calling each of us to exercise it with courage and intention. Connection to the universe. To grasp the full significance of choice, we must understand humanity's profound connection to the universe. The universe exists as pure potential, a boundless expanse of energy, information, and possibility. Everything that has ever existed, exists now, or will ever exist emerges from this potential. Humans are not separate from this vast cosmos. We are an integral part of it. Through our senses, thoughts, and actions, we interact with the universe, shaping a being shaped by it. Choice becomes the bridge between this infinite potential and tangible reality. When we choose, we are actively engaging with the universe, drawing from its possibilities to create experiences, relationships, and outcomes that reflect our unique essence. Consider the profound implication of this connection. Every choice you make ripples outward, influencing not only your personal reality, but also the collective human experience. Your choices have the power to align with the universe's inherent creativity, bringing forth beauty, innovation, and transformation. But this connection is not automatic. It requires awareness and intention. The universe offers infinite potential, but it is up to us to decide how we engage with it. When we choose authentically, we honor this connection and step into our role as co creators of existence. The call to remember: what does it mean to be human? It means to possess the power to choose and the responsibility to create. It means understanding that we are not passive observers of life, but active participants in the unfolding of universal potential. When we remember this truth, we reclaim the freedom to shape our lives with authenticity and intention. Choice is not a burden, it is a gift that defines us as human. By embracing it, we step into our true role as creators, connected to the limitless potential of the universe, and begin the journey toward realizing our highest selves. The time has come to awaken this truth. Your power is to choose. Your power to choose is waiting to be rediscovered. With each authentic choice, you draw closer to the life you were meant to live, a life of purpose, fulfillment, and joy. Chapter 2: The Truth of Humanity, the True Self. At the core of every human being exists the true self, an unchanging essence that reflects who you are when unbound by conditioning. This is the part of you that isn't shaped by societal expectations, cultural norms, or the fears and limitations imposed by life's experiences. Instead, it's the purest expression of your individuality and potential, a reflection of the limitless possibility within you. The true self is not something to create or achieve, it is already present, waiting to be revealed. However, over time, layers of conditioning accumulate. These layers, formed by habitual patterns, external influences, and self imposed definitions, act as a veil, obscuring your authenticity. Conditioning convinces you that who you are is defined by what others expect, what you've been told, or what you've experienced. In this state, the true self feels distant, even unattainable. Revealing the true self is an act of liberation. It's not about fixing what is broken, because you are not broken. Instead, it's about uncovering the authenticity that has always existed within you. This process requires acknowledgement and acceptance rather than judgment or resistance. It's a journey of rediscovery, a peeling back of layers to reconnect with the essence of who you are. The journey of growth. While complete freedom from conditioning may not be possible, the journey toward aligning with your true self is profoundly transformative. This growth is not about achieving perfection, but about embracing progress, making intentional choices that bring you closer to your authenticity. The path to the true self begins with intentional living, with intentional living. Each decision you make that aligns with your authentic intention is a step toward uncovering who you truly are. This journey requires courage, as it often means challenging long held beliefs, stepping away from comfort zones, and confronting fears that keep you tethered to the familiar. Consider this: every step you take to live authentically, whether it's speaking your truth, pursuing a passion, or setting a boundary, creates space for your true self to emerge. These steps, though sometimes small, carry immense power. They are declarations of your freedom and your commitment to living as the creator of your life. Growth is not linear, and the path will have setbacks. But setbacks are not failures, they are opportunities for learning and deeper alignment. Progress is measured not by the absence of obstacles, but by your willingness to continue moving forward despite them. The journey toward your true self is a lifelong process, one that evolves as you grow and learn. The call to align. The true self is your compass, guiding you toward a life of authenticity, joy, and limitless potential. It knows who you are beyond the noise of the world, beyond the fears that bind, and beyond the limitations of conditioning. Aligning with your true self is not about becoming someone else, it's about becoming more fully yourself. Living in alignment with your true self unlocks the power to create a reality that reflects your deepest intentions and values. It's about stepping into your role as a creator of your life, making choices that resonate with your truth, and embracing the limitless potential within you. This journey is not a demand, but an invitation. Will you accept it? Will you choose to step into the process of growth, to peel back the layers of conditioning, and to embrace the essence of who you truly are? The choice is yours. And with each choice, you move closer to living authentically, creating a life that honors your unique truth and contributes to the collective potential of humanity. This is a journey of the true self, a journey of liberation, creation, and profound fulfillment. Give me just 1 second. Creation as humanity's core. At the heart of the human experience lies an undeniable truth. Our universal purpose is to create. This resonates universally because it reflects the shared human capacity to shape reality, connect with others, and leave a lasting impact. Creation is not limited by boundaries of culture, circumstance, or time. It is the thread that binds all of humanity, reminding us of our intrinsic role and the unfolding story of existence. This purpose extends far beyond the tangible. It encompasses the creation of reality, experiences, relationships, and even the perspectives through which we see the world. Each moment represents an opportunity to contribute to the unfolding story of humanity by aligning with this innate drive to create. Creation is not confined to monumental achievements or material accomplishments. It can be as simple as writing a heartfelt note to a friend, preparing a meal with love, or planting a tree in your garden. These small acts, though modest, carry the essence of intentional creation and ripple outwards, shaping the world in meaningful ways. It is found in the smallest acts of intention: a kind word spoken, a boundary set, or a moment of stillness embraced. Every authentic act of creation, no matter how seemingly insignificant, contributes to the collective evolution of humanity. It is through these acts that we shape our reality and, by extension, the world we share. When we create authentically, we honor our connection to the universe's boundless potential. This act not only fulfills a personal alignment with the true self, but also ripples outward, influencing societal structures, cultural evolution, and collective consciousness. By creating from authenticity, we contribute to a world that values genuine expression, fostering an environment where others feel empowered to do the same. Authentic creation is an expression of our true self, unfiltered by conditioning or fear. It is a declaration of freedom and a testament to the transformative power of choice. Each time we choose to create intentionally, we affirm our place in the larger tapestry of existence, weaving threads of authenticity, love, and growth, living fully and authentically. To align with the universal purpose of creation is to live fully and authentically. This alignment is not a destination, but a dynamic and evolving process. It begins with a willingness to reconnect with your true self, the essence of who you are beyond the layers of conditioning. By embracing this essence, you unlock the power to create a life that reflects your deepest intentions and values. Living authentically empowers you to move through the world with a sense of purpose and joy. Consider a parent choosing to nurture their child's dreams despite societal pressures, or an artist creating purely from passion rather than expectation. These are moments where authenticity shines, transforming ordinary actions into profound expressions of the true self. It allows you to engage with life's challenges, not as obstacles, but as opportunities for growth and creation. Authentic living, excuse me, authentic living is a reminder that fulfillment is not something to be chased, it is something to be cultivated through the choices you make and the realities you create. Imagine a life where every decision is guided by your true self, where each moment is an opportunity to contribute to the collective evolution of humanity. This is not an abstract ideal, but a tangible reality within your reach. By aligning with your purpose to create, you become a source of inspiration and transformation, not just for yourself, but for everyone around you. The invitation to create. The universal purpose is not a mandate, it is an invitation to step into your role as a creator by starting with small, intentional acts that align with your true self. Begin by choosing one aspect of your life where you can act authentically, whether it's a relationship, a goal, or a habit, or a daily habit, and make a conscious effort to create from a place of alignment. This invitation grows with each step you take, transforming your reality and inspiring others to do the same, and invites you to step into your role as a creator, to embrace your power to shape reality, and to contribute to the unfolding story of humanity. It calls you to create with intention, authenticity, and a sense of connection to the greater whole. Will you answer the call? Will you choose to live fully and authentically, to align with your purpose, and to embrace the boundless potential within you? The path of creation is not always easy, but is always transformative. It is a journey of becoming, of contributing, and of living in life, and, and of living in alignment with the truth of who you are. By choosing to create, you honor your humanity. You affirm your connection to the universe and your role in shaping its future. This is the power of creation, a power that resides within you, waiting to be expressed. Step forward and embrace it. The world is waiting for what only you can create. Chapter 3: Recreating Freedom, Creating Space. Imagine your mind as a room filled with furniture, each piece representing a thought, belief, or reaction shaped by years of conditioning. The space between the furniture is where freedom resides, but it's often overlooked because our focus is consumed by the objects themselves. Creating space is the act of stepping back, shifting your attention to the open areas, and realizing that there's more to the room than just its contents. Creating space is not about rejecting your thoughts or experiences, but about allowing them to coexist with the boundless potential of the present moment. It's in this space that new possibilities emerge, possibilities untainted by past definitions or future fears. Space provides the pause necessary to move from reaction to intention, from conditioned patterns to authentic choice. Connecting to all space. All space is the infinite potential present in every moment, is the raw energy of existence, untouched by judgment, fear, or habit. Imagine standing on the edge of a vast ocean, its horizon stretching endlessly. This is all space, the ocean of possibility that surrounds and flows through you, waiting for you to dip your hands into its boundless waters. To connect to all space is to realize that freedom isn't something you find. It's something you experience when you step out of the currents of habitual thought. In all space, you're no longer defined by what has been or constrained by what might be. You simply are free to choose, create, and live authentically. An invitation to explore. While the concept of space is introduced here, its full potential is best experienced through guided exploration. Practical exercises like the space between hands can help you connect to all space, but these require guidance to fully understand and integrate. For practical guidance, refer to 1. Own Now Every Day, which provides detailed exercises and actionable steps to practice creating space. Explore our YouTube channel for guided sessions and meditations designed to help you experience space in real time. The journey begins with a willingness to pause, reflect, and reconnect with your true self. Accept the invitation to explore space, not just as a concept, but as a lived experience, stepping into the freedom that awaits. The power of intention. Intention is not merely a goal or wish, it's the compass of your true self, guiding you toward actions that resonate with your essence. Authentic intention is rooted in alignment, untainted by societal expectations or conditioned beliefs. It's a difference between pursuing what others say you should want and acting in harmony with your deepest truths. Think of intention as a lens through which you see and shape reality. When that lens is clear and authentic, it sharpens your focus and reveals a path that is uniquely yours. Without intention, actions lack direction and meaning, leaving you adrift in a sea of conditioned reactions. With authentic intention, every choice becomes a declaration of who you truly are. Intention and potential. Authentic intention serves as a bridge between the potential that exists in the universe and the reality you create. Imagine standing in a vast room filled with endless doors, each leading to a new possibility. Your intention is the key that unlocks the right door, one that aligns with your true self and allows you to step into your fullest expression. When your intention is authentic, it becomes a powerful force that connects you to limitless potential. It transcends fear, doubt, and external pressures, anchoring you in the present moment. In this space, you are no longer limited by what you've been taught to want or fear. You are free to create a reality that reflects the boundless energy of the universe and the truth of who you are. Consider the story of Ava, who spent years pursuing a career that met her parents' expectations but left her unfulfilled. It wasn't until she paused to reflect on her own desires that she uncovered her authentic intention to inspire others through storytelling. By aligning her actions with his intention, she transformed her life from one of obligation to one of purpose, contributing to the world in a way that only she could. Living with intention. To live with intention is to choose, moment by moment, to align your actions with your authentic self. This isn't about perfection, it's about progress. It's about recognizing when you've strayed from your path and gently steering yourself back toward alignment. Authentic intention doesn't just shape your choices, it transforms how you experience life. Give me just a second. There we go. Imagine the difference between wandering aimlessly through a dense forest and walking with a clear map in hand. The journey becomes not only purposeful, but also fulfilling, as each step takes you closer to a life that feels true to you. One way to nurture authentic intention is to regularly ask yourself, does this choice reflect my deepest truth? Over time, this practice helps you strengthen your connection to your true self and creates a ripple effect in your life. The more you act from intention, the more your reality begins to reflect your authenticity. The invitation, the invitation to intend. Authentic intention is both a gift and responsibility. It's an invitation to step beyond the limitations of conditioning and into the infinite potential of your true self. It challenges you to move through life not as a passive participant, but as a conscious creator. By embracing your power to intend, you align with the universal purpose of creation and set a course toward a life of joy, fulfillment, and freedom. Every choice made with intention becomes a thread in the tapestry of your unique reality, one that contributes to the collective evolution of humanity. Will you accept this invitation? Will you choose to live authentically, to align your actions with your true self, and to create a life that reflects the boundless potential within you? The path begins with a single choice, and that choice is yours to make. Taking action. Freedom is not just a state of being, it is a process that requires movement, choice, and action. Intention, no intention, no matter how pure, remains inert without action to bring it to life. Think of intention as a seed filled with potential. Without the act of planting it, nurturing it, and tending to it, that seed will never grow into its full expression. Action is what bridges the gap between intention and freedom. When we act with intention, we align our choices with our true self. Each intentional act is a declaration of freedom, a step away from the confines of conditioning, and a move toward the authentic life we were meant to live. Action transforms potential into reality, turning abstract ideas into tangible outcomes. Consider the story of Mia. For years, she dreamed of pursuing a creative passion but felt trapped by fear of failure and societal expectations. One day she decided to take one small step, dedicating 15 minutes a day to her craft. Over time, those minutes grew into hours, and her passion became an essential part of her life. By a didn't leap into freedom, she walked there, one intentional step at a time. Small steps, big changes. Transformation is rarely about grand gestures. It is built on the foundation of small, consistent actions. Each small step, no matter how modest, builds momentum. The power lies in persistence, not perfection. Start by identifying one area of your life where you feel most constrained by conditioning. Is it in your relationships, your career, or your self perception? Choose one small, meaningful action to take today. Perhaps setting a boundary, making a phone call, or dedicating 5 minutes to journaling. These seemingly minor acts are the building blocks of freedom. Imagine your actions as ripples in a pond. A single drop, a small act of intentionality can create waves that expand outward, reshaping the entire surface. Each action contributes to the momentum of transformation, amplifying your ability to break free from the patterns that once confined you. Overcoming resistance. Resistance is an inevitable companion on the path to freedom. It often takes a form of fear, doubt, procrastination, or self sabotage. Recognizing resistance is the first step in overcoming it. Resistance is not a barrier, it's a signal that you are stepping beyond your comfort zone into the realm of growth. One way to address resistance is through acknowledgement and acceptance. Instead of fighting it, pause and name it. I feel afraid because this is unfamiliar. By acknowledging resistance without judgment, you rob it of its power. Pair this acknowledgement with a small action that reaffirms your intention. For example, if fear of failure is holding you back, take a single, manageable step forward, something so small it feels achievable despite the fear. Another tool is reflection. Look back on past moments when you overcome resistance. What did you do? How did you feel afterward? Use these memories as evidence of your capacity to take action and succeed. Remember, resistance is not a sign to stop, it is an invitation to grow. Each time you choose to act in the face of resistance, you strengthen your connection to your true self and affirm your ability to reclaim your freedom. Next steps. Every action, no matter how small, is a choice to step into your power. It is a statement that you are willing to grow, to transform, and to create a life aligned with your true self. The journey to freedom is not about eliminating resistance or achieving perfection. It's about showing up, taking one step at a time, and embracing the process of becoming. Now is the time to act. What small step can you take today to move closer to your authentic self? The path to freedom begins with a single choice, and that choice is yours to make. And with that in mind, there's the first 3 chapters of Reshaping Your Reality. The whole key here is to realize that most of us go through life, most humans go through life not creating the life that they want to live. They're creating a shadow of what it is that they want to experience in life. And what I mean by a shadow is they just fail to create what they want. They're stuck in conditioning, in habitual patterns. And the more you're stuck in habitual patterns, the less you're able to take or make conscious choice. And it's only through conscious choice that we have the power to recreate or reshape our reality. And the thing of it is we all want to shape our reality. We all want to have a vision of reality or of our life that matches what we want. And when we're not doing that, we're being inauthentic to who we are. And that inauthenticity is what makes us feel sad, what makes us feel bad, what makes us feel negativity, all of these things. What it does is it separates us from fulfillment and joy. Well, why does creating or reshaping our reality make us feel fulfilled and joyful? Because it's connected to who we really are. It's connected to our authenticity. And when we're living a life of authenticity, we're doing what we say we're going to do, right? We're honest in what it is that we want. We're honest with the fact that we're not shaping the environment that we want to create. And we're willing to accept, really acknowledge and accept that honesty. That frees us, that gives us the freedom to step away from the habitual patterns, take a step back from them, so we can start to grow. Grow into what? The shape of the reality that we do want to live. See, it's not that difficult. What happens is we don't acknowledge or accept that the habitual patterns, our conditioning is creating our life. That makes us resist information that's coming to us that we could use to reshape our life. We resist that information because we're only going to act on information that's aligned to our conditioning. Why? Because our conditioning is connected to our perceptions. And our perceptions are connected to what we believe. And what we believe are connected to our emotions. And what our emotions are connected to our memories. And our memories are connected to thoughts. And thoughts drive our actions. So as long as all of that, so that whole line of words, right, or experiences, internal processes are running, those processes or that process is what shapes our reality. And as long as we want to create a new reality, We are stuck in the reality that we're currently creating because we are unable to shift those patterns or processes into a new process. And we resist the information that allows us to make that shift. This is why we're stuck. We feel like we're stuck in life because we're stuck in habitual processes, conditioning that shapes our reality. That's it. And it makes us feel inauthentic. That inauthenticity makes us feel negativity. And that negativity drives more of those same processes. This is how it works. How do we break out of that? We have to create space. Create space from our current reality. And how do we go about creating that space? The first step is acknowledging and accepting the fact that you are not in control of your life. It's that simple. To be able to understand that there is a force, a conditioning that is creating all of those processes for you, and that you are not in control of those processes. That's the first thing you need to acknowledge and accept. The second thing that you need to acknowledge and accept is the fact that you are not the conditioning. See, if you're the conditioning, well, you can't change yourself. Think about what would happen if you were an eyeball, just an eyeball floating out in the universe. You could look out in any direction and see the other eyeballs that are out there. But what you can't do is turn around and look inside yourself. As long as you are identifying as the conditioning, you're unable to look inside yourself and see who you really are, because all you can see is everything that's outside of you. You're unable to see what's inside of you, the truth of who you really are. So as long as you attach your identity to the conditioning, you no longer have the freedom to see who you really are. You have no longer have the freedom to connect to your true self. And as long as you are disconnected from your true self, you are going to continue to live a life that's inauthentic. Does that mean it's a lie? No. It means that you are living a life disconnected from your authenticity. And what's authentic to you? Shaping your reality. Creating your reality to and pattern it into a view that's worthy of you. A view that's consistent with your wants, your dreams, your goals, your desires, whatever it might be that you want. And as long as you're disconnected from creating that view, shaping your reality into that view, you're always going to have that feeling of inauthenticity. That feeling of inauthenticity is what disconnects us from living and creating our life. And that disconnection makes us feel stuck. That's it. That's all that we're facing here. And if we can just realize that, understand it, acknowledge it, accept it, then we can create space to reshape our reality. And if we don't create that space, we're connected to the inauthenticity. The second we create space, we free ourselves to move towards, to grow into authenticity. So I hope that makes sense. Any questions about that? Is anybody unclear of the truth that I'm pointing to there? All right. Well, that's the case. Then this Wednesday, I'm going to go through chapter 4 through chapter 6 of the book. So we're halfway through. We will finish that up on Wednesday, again at 5 p.m. And then next week, we're going to start to create or go through exercises of creating space. I want to teach you guys how to create space. Very simple exercises that you can utilize to create space for yourself. All right. Well, thank you very much, everybody, for attending. I truly do appreciate you. If you found this information helpful, please subscribe to the channel so you can be notified on the next streams, and give us a like. It really helps when you like the channel, um, to bring other people in. And of course, we want to grow the community. Growing the community helps you, and it helps us, as Rome wasn't built by an individual. Rome was built by a society. What we want to do is create a community size of a society to help people align to their authenticity, to reshape and create the reality that they do want to live. In other words, live the life that they want to live. What's more empowering than that? Thanks, everybody. Hope everybody has a great night. Enjoy. Thank you for being here, and look forward to seeing you again on Wednesday. Have a great night.